And then, of course, we're getting to the scene that we're going to talk about now. Which, as soon as she went in there, I thought, Ezra somehow, when he was in there in the past and he saved Ahsoka, did it again.
Yeah.
But no.
So.
All right, go on with the theory.
Okay. So Baylan said, I'm here to secure the future, which essentially was hinting to her of just like, I want to secure and take ownership or access the world between worlds. Because they were wanting unimaginable power. And Thrawn's not going to give that to him, but Thrawn is with Ezra, who knows how to access the world between worlds. So then, because it's not time travel, it's knowledge, and knowledge is power, and blah, 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 Captain Planet. It hurt.
But I want to play. Besides, heart power is important too.
She either actually died. And because she's already died once and was resurrected by the sister, and that owl, the Mordai, whatever.
It appeared after Kanan died? That has to be more than a coincidence.
Like her spirit animal, which is like a manifestation of the sister and is now this owl that follows her around. We've seen the owl in Mandalorian, so like it still hangs around. Also, the last shot looks like it's from the point of view of the owl when it's looking at the droids, and he's just like, Ahsoka, anybody? So I think she either actually died and is just kind of immortal, this immortal being, like Gandalf. Because, you know, we have Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White. We have Ahsoka the Grey, Ahsoka the White. She actually died and then just kind of goes to, like, the world between worlds and is just like, all right, well, you're here now. Do you want to go back? I don't know. And it's just this manifestation of the sister, who is the light side of the Force. Or, do you remember the Clone Wars episode about Mortis?
With the father,
the father,
and the daughter.
yes.
I can't remember their names, but yes.
The father, the daughter, and the son.
Yes.
Which is essentially the good side and the bad side of the Force and the balance. So that was when the world between worlds was kind of introduced, was in Clone Wars. And until this episode, that hadn't really been linked because the father asks Anakin to stay behind with them and help because he is the chosen one and bring balance to the Force.
And you must replace me.
I can't stay here.
The chosen one will remain to keep my children in balance.
Ready to get out of here?
And then later he shows up in a vision, and that's when Ahsoka talks to her older self and warns her, don't stay with Anakin. So then, was it a vision, or did Ahsoka now, where she is in the Ahsoka show, go back and warn her about this? Because we also see Anakin talking to himself. So I think, also given what he is wearing when we see him in this,
Clone Wars attire.
It's his same lightsaber. It's the Clone Wars attire. So I think he stayed there and became part in the world between worlds. And that's why he's just like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see you this soon. Because he's like, oh shit, she's about to die, and just grabs her and pulls her in and just goes, you're not supposed to die yet, you got it, and does like the same thing that Ezra kind of did. But I think she was about to die, and then Anakin pulls her. I don't think it's a Force ghost.
You know what? That might work because he's much younger.
It's not time travel, T. It's different. Did you not listen? It's not time travel. It's not Marvel.
No,
it's Disney. It's hugely different.
Famous line in the Lego movie.
I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
Because I wasn't listening.
Oh, do you know what it compared to? Interstellar.
Yep. The Tesseract. Yeah.
When they're in the Tesseract.
Because you can't.
Wait, I thought Tesseract is in Loki.
It's a different Tesseract. It's all Disney. It's okay.
I'm kidding.
The Tesseract, yeah, because you can't change the past. It's not time travel. You can just gain whatever.
Well, if they're making him look younger now, then my guess is it's for a reason.
Yeah, and because we've seen him in a Force Ghost many times, and he's always long-haired, like after he fought Obi-Wan. After Anakin, the character, died and became Darth Vader. But this is the first time that we've seen him in Clone Wars. Like, this is kind of shorter-ish hair, not Revenge of the Sith look. And the lightsaber that he has is the one. It looked way too. There's too much black on it. It almost looked like Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Is he a Force Ghost in there?
I think that is Anakin alive.
What do you guys give it out of 10?
Wait. I want to hear Nathan's theory.
My theories. So one of them was that she got pulled in. The other one is that she just happened to, as she was falling, there was an entry there.
Yeah.
Did they actually show it in?
Yeah.
So you saw what it looked like?
Yeah.
It looks like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's more grayscale, but yeah, it's essentially
Hold on, celestial background.
Yeah, and there's like these never-ending archways that you walk on, and then there's these doorways, I guess, to important Force events, and they're shaped differently, and they're related to the thing that's happening. Right. Like when the door that he finds Ahsoka in when she's fighting Darth Vader, it's shaped like the Sith temple that they were fighting in, and yeah.
So you guys are saying that somebody pulled Anakin into this?
No, Ahsoka.
So okay,
But so how's Anakin there?
so in Clone Wars. In Clone Wars, there is this ethereal trio, essentially the Trinity, right? There's the Father, the Daughter, and the Son. And the Father is the balance of the Force, the Daughter is the good side of the Force, and the Son is the bad side of the Force. And
Always.
yeah. Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Anakin go to this planet that they think it's a planet, but really it's like it's a light version
like
of the world between worlds.
Yeah, it's like a place at a time.
Yeah. So it's essentially the first time we see this ethereal place.
Wouldn't it be awesome to get a flashback of that?
Yeah.
We may do.
in
We
live
might.
action?
Yeah, well, we
I
might.
think we might.
Because if he gets pulled in, this is when he got pulled in. Because they go there and they do these tests. And they're like, you gotta save either your apprentice or your master. And then he's just like, no! And then just like strangles everyone and murders everyone pretty much.
I should clarify, Anakin's the only one doing the test. No one else. And they tell him, like, you're the chosen one. This is the test. This is the chosen one event.
Yeah.
That will bring balance to the Force. It's
Yeah.
nothing, like, there's the whole him becoming Darth Vader and all that. But this is the biggest Star Wars event, technically. That will affect everything else.
Because also, too, a lot of people argue, like, what balance in the Force means. And if he's prophesied to bring balance, maybe he was the only one who could stop Palpatine. But then that got retconned because they just...
Somehow Palpatine returned.
So that happened. But in this plane that they go there, after he succeeds, they were like... the father was like, okay, you've succeeded. You are the chosen one. You've proven this. Your choice... but you have to stay with me to bring balance to the Force and keep balance in the Force.
Right.
And then he goes, I can't. And he goes, okay, well, I can't, make you do anything or whatever, but you should really do this. And he's like, And then it cuts to Anakin or Obi-Wan and Ahsoka getting onto a ship. Like Anakin then just like shows up behind him and it's just like, okay. And then he goes and sleeps in the bed, doesn't say anything. Like he's super weird and super off. Like it's almost a projection or it's a different him, whatever. So it is almost like, but then when you see it without this part in the Ahsoka show of context, you're just like, oh, well, he decided not to, and that's how he became evil. Now, when you see him here, you're just like, no, he stayed. He became part of like this whatever, because he also kills the son.
I do think it has to do with that event.
Yeah.
Time works differently there.
course
I'm
it
sure you
does.
guys are going to watch the episode if you haven't already.
I watched the Rebels one to give me that.
Well, that's the
That's
thing.
important too.
Everyone was like, oh, we're going to see the World Between Worlds, and World Between Worlds came from Rebels. And then after I saw this and saw what he was wearing, I was like, I got to go rewatch the Mortis episode. Because again, those weren't really linked, but then it was, again, just seeing him wearing Clone Wars stuff, I was like, I'm going to go rewatch Mortis.
Yep.
And then everything like clicked, and I was like, because that episode seems so out of place and so random, and it seems like a filler.
Yeah.
And now seeing that, it's just like, oh no, that's just Dave Filoni setting something up.
It's so weird too, because you're right, it does seem like a filler, but it's also clear that it's important.
Yeah.
But you're not sure how. You're
Or why.
So yeah, season 4, episode 13, A World Between Worlds was that one.
And it's the last, I think it's a two-parter.
I think it's like 3.
Yeah, no, it'd be 3 episodes because you got to do the Darth Maul episode, which is a part 1 and part 2, and then they get to the temple, and then the World Between Worlds is the conclusion of those 2 episodes.
I see. Okay.
Because you see Ahsoka die essentially again.
Oh, you're right.
And this is the third time that we've seen Ahsoka die.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So has Ezra been the only person that we've seen pull someone through? Like, is he the person that pulled Anakin where we're going to see?
I don't think he'd pull Anakin in. I think Anakin was given the choice to enter because these beings were the...
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call them the embodiment of the Force or they just were.
They're not the
Force.
wills.
No. They're not the Force itself, but it's sort of similar to how Anakin was created out of the Force.
Yeah.
As a response, they are also
created in to serve a purpose.
And they're super, super powerful.
Yeah.
And the only reason why Anakin is more powerful than them is because I guess he is the chosen one. He's the only one that's stronger than them. And one interesting part of that as well is when Anakin's there, when they're all there, as soon as they get off the planet, it's like they never left. Everyone else, the admirals on, I don't want to call it a Star Destroyer.
Oh yeah, the Republic.
On the Republic cruiser.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my gosh, we've been gone so long. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they're like, you disappeared off the scopes for a bit, but anyway, are you coming? And they're like, we thought we were gone for months. They're like, no, you're crazy. So it was literally...
Time works differently.
Yeah, time works differently. Well, because it's a linear thing where you can just go to any point and see what's happening or whatever, and they got pulled into that.
I think next week's the most anticipated episode.
Hell yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't want them to destroy it and just bomb it and fail.
Over under? Are we taking bets?
Oh,